What's up, good people? Christian Allaire here from Christian Allaire Yoga. I am a veteran, and a veteran who has turned into a yogi of all things, and I welcome you to my living room here in Huntington Beach and to my YouTube channel. So if this is your first time checking in with me, welcome, welcome. Really looking forward to having you take this class with me. So today is about a 45-minute practice-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. Don't quote me on that, because I kind of go through feel. Like I try to feel how things are going, right? So sometimes I extend it, sometimes I shorten it up. So go ahead and get some hydration, get some blocks and some straps if you need those type of yoga gear, right, to help facilitate your practice, okay? And with that, I'm gonna meet you on the mat in child's pose. Let's land on the mat in the child's pose with the knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and start to cultivate your Ujjayi breathing. So we want to start out by taking some deep inhales and exhales to try to start to fire up the piston of the diaphragmatic breathing. So when you breathe in, the diaphragm actually presses downward and expands the rib cage outward, so it creates space for the lungs. This is really an important concept to learn about diaphragmatic breathing. I have covered that in other workshops. If you want to check in on the playlist, there's one on the 3-part breathing of diaphragm. It's super important, really, will accelerate your practice. But today's business is asana, not pranayama, asana. So let's drop your forehead down, extend the arms out in front of you, and just take a moment here to land and gather together. You can consider rocking your chin from shoulder to shoulder. We begin to open up the neck bones. And if the knees need to come a little closer together, that's fine. When the knees are touching, then you're moving out of child's pose into something called wisdom pose. And stretch the arms out in front of you. Lift up the palms off the floor. And you were down through all 10 finger pads. Extend hips back, arms forward. Let's draw the shoulder heads together. And then it's a slight pulling of the triceps in towards one another. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha, pull it up and into the spine here. So activation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 modified type chaturanga push-ups where your big toes, they stay connected. And as you come forward, you bend the elbows and you lift the heels towards the tailbone, and it's a push-up, and then you're back to child's pose. 1. Second one, keep the big toes touching if you can. Chaturanga arms, we push it back up, and then you rest back in child's pose. Okay, third time we do it, we lift up. And then from here, we push back up to downward facing dog. Take the hips up, and let's move the hips back and forth through dog pose. Space between the fingers always, well, I shouldn't say always, but most of the time. And we want to ground down through the thumb, middle, and index finger, the first knuckle of those fingers, right? So we activate through central axis instead of coming up hard where we disintegrate. You want to integrate. Belly to spine for Uddiyana, Ujjayi breath of fire. And we're going to step to the top of the mat for ragdoll pose. Top of the mat, capture the hands to the elbows, soften the crown towards the floor, and then we're going to start to sway side to side. Terrific. Coming back to the center, just drop the hands to the mat. Draw the chin to the chest, and we begin to roll up to mountain pose. Once you get the head to the top of the shoulders, send the arms up above the skull. Reach up, belly to spine, float the toes. Exhale, hands behind back, palm to palm grip. You want to take the hands away from the sacrum, stretching and straightening the arms. Look up towards the sky. Keep the legs firm legs, forward fold. And as you come down, then you bend the legs. Soften the belly to the thighs. Take the hands away from the sacrum. Rinse out the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to set the hands down to the floor. Hands to shins, lift and lengthen, flat back. Inhale, Uddiyana. Exhale, fold, breath out. Walk it back, plank pose, high push-up. You want to get the heels right over the toes, push the floor away firmly, and then we'll slowly reverse push-up, lowering down to the mat. You're going to take your time, so if you're already on the floor, well, you went too fast. That's okay. Untuck the toes, low cobra pose. You want to arch the spine, pull the heels of the hands towards the hips. Look up. Totally relax to the mat, chin to the floor. Second low cobra, lift up. Really try to pull the chest forward and up. And maybe eye gaze looks up. Release, chin back to the floor. Child's pose, stretch the hips back. Okay, in child's pose, I want you to curl your toes underneath, so you have to come off the hips a little bit. You're going to move to Malasana squat at the back of the mat. Push your hands into the floor, and you make Malasana squat at the back of the mat. And if you would like to, maybe rock side to side a little bit, started getting into the hips. When you rock side to side, the heels actually lift up off the floor. Okay, you're going to bring it back to the center. Now, a couple things to think about. The femur head of the hip is pushing into the hip socket by being in this deep squat. You do want to pit of the belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. You pull the shoulder heads back, place the palms of the hands together. And now you're pressing the knees apart with the arms. But the belly is firm, you're drawing the shoulder heads back, and you slightly lift the eye gaze. And we'll set the hands on the floor, lift the hips up, and then you walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. And then here we are back to our dog pose. You could bend and straighten the legs, totally up to you here. We're creating some warmth in the body, just prepping our body for deeper or more vigorous motion. Okay, bring it back to the center in your downward facing dog. Your eye gaze is between the feet. You're pushing the floor away, so really pull in through spine, and then come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, and float it up. Land the feet, come to a halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. You're going to stay right here with your feet together. Place the palms of the hands together, and then place your fingertips on the floor right at the big toes. Bend the knees, and you're coming into chair pose with your hands on the floor. So you pull into spine, keep hugging the knees in. So notice my palms are together, my fingertips are on the floor right at the big toes here. Now pull the spine into the spine in, or belly into spine, spine into belly. Lift your chin slightly. And now send the arms out in front of you with the palms facing down. Keep the knees locked in. Slowly the hands are going to come to the floor. You're going to scrape the floor and extend the arms behind you with the palms facing up. You're lifting the hands above the shoulders, and then we'll come back where the palms are now facing down, reaching forward. Palms touch, hands to the floor, lift the hips up to the sky. Chin to the chest, roll up to mountain pose. Extend the arms up above the skull. Exhale, forward fold, breath out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. High plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Take downward facing dog and raise the right leg, three-legged split. Open the right hip. Okay, we're going to extend the right foot to the outside of the right wrist. Set the left knee down. With your left hand on the floor underneath the shoulder, send the right arm forward. So extend, feel the right rib cage, that whole right side body extension. Raise the arm up towards the ceiling, keep turning towards the right side, look over your right shoulder. And set the right hand to the inside of the right foot, curl the left toes, lift the left knee, and now inhale, look forward, and on the exhale, you're gonna shift your hips back. Inhale back into the right knee, set the left knee down, extend the right arm forward. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale the right hand behind you, look over the right shoulder. Right hand to the inside of the right foot, curl the left toes, lift the left knee. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Malasana squat, bend into the right leg. Left foot comes out to the right, and here we are, back in your deep squat. Again, you're gonna rock side to side. Maybe it heals, maybe it doesn't. Coming back to the center, we're gonna introduce a twist. First, we're gonna take the left hand, place it on the floor, locks in the left knee, right arm lifts. Turn your right shoulder back, left shoulder going forward. Center, and turn left. Right hand locks the right knee in place. Left arm to the sky. Center. Hands to the floor. Lift your hips up. Toe heel your feet together. Toe heel your feet together. Palms touch again. Fingertips in between the big toes. Bend the knees. So you're in that modified chair squat. Now you keep pushing the fingers into the floor. Start to pull the spine into the belly, belly into spine. Lift the chin up slightly. Now send the arms out in front of you with the palms facing down. So palms facing down, belly is in. Scrape the fingertips along the floor. And now bring the hands behind you, palms facing up. See if you can take the hands up above the shoulder height. One more time, scrape the floor. Palms forward. One more time. Fingers to the floor, scrape it, and then take it out. Okay, set the hands onto the floor, palms facing one another, and then we're going to slowly fold forward. Breathe out. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Chaturanga, float it back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog, left leg lifts. Open up the left hip. Let's step the left foot to the outside of the left wrist. Right knee sets down. Right hand stays on the floor, underneath the shoulder. Now, if it's too much on the wrist, if you want to use your fist on the floor, that works just fine. Or you use your fingertips, where you tent the fingertips, that works well. From here, we take the left arm, send it forward. So here the energy is left arm extending forward, but the right foot is reaching back. So this ends up having the effect of squaring the hips. Now we inhale the left arm up to the sky, and then we exhale the left hand behind us. Keep looking over the shoulder. And then it's an inhale, left arm back to the inside of the left foot. Right toes curl, lift the knee up. Inhale, shift forward. On the exhale, you fold it back. Rebend into the left leg. Right knee sets. Left arm extends. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand down towards the back of the mat. And then one action. Left arm up, breathe in. Exhale, set it down, curl the right toes. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, fold. Yogi squat. Drop in. Hands to prayer. A little bit of side sway maybe. Left hand down, right arm lifts, twist. Back to center. Right hand down, left arm lifts. Back to center. Hands to the floor. Lift the hips, toe heel the feet together. Mountain pose, take it up. Reach. Exhale, fold. Okay, we're gonna go back to that nice little modified chair pose. You're gonna bend the knees, palms touch, fingers towards the big toes. Bootyana, not bootyana. Hey, that's a new term I just coined. Bootyana. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna take the arms forward, palms facing down. But this time, we're actually gonna come to that chair pose proper. So you start to take the hands up, spin the pinkies in towards one another. Okay, we're gonna bring the palms to face down, and we're gonna bring the chest to face down. We're back to that spot, and then we birdie pose. Fingers scrape the floor, palms face up, keep lifting up. Okay, we're gonna scrape the floor with the fingertips, bring the hands out in front, palms facing down. Chair pose proper. You wanna keep your hips down, so if you're lifting up, keep them down. I'm gonna stay here for 3, 2, 1. Stand up, hands to heart center. Ooh. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, fold forward, breath out. Hands to the floor, lift and lengthen. Chaturanga, float it back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your thumbs, tips so they touch, and then bring your index fingers, your first finger, to touch. So you're creating a diamond shape with your fingers. Then you're melting back into the downward facing dog, pushing the floor away. Now 3 times we're gonna work on some tricep strengthening here. You're gonna bend the elbows so they poke out to the side. Maybe the head touches the floor, and then you press it back. 1. Bend the elbows so maybe the forehead touches the floor. Press it back up. 2. One more time. Bend the elbows. Forehead hits the floor. Press it back up. Separate the hands. Downward facing dog. Beautiful stuff. Inhale to the toes. Bend the knees. Look between the thumbs. Float it up. Land it. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose. Lift up. Breathe in. Hands to the heart center. Stop with the hands alongside the body. Samastitihi. Left knee lifts. Hug it into the center of the body. Pull it in. Open up to warrior 2. Left foot comes back. Land your toes. Extend the arms out. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. The only action that's really happening is the upper body. The upper part of the body is moving. Lower body stays nice and active and stable. And from here we move into easy twist. The left hand comes to the floor. Right arm extends forward and then up. We set the left knee down and we reach towards the back of the room. Now in one action, we come to Prasarita twist. You want to bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot, and then we pivot. So now to the right toes pivot. Hands underneath the shoulders, we come to a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Runner's lunge to the back of the mat, and we set the right knee down. Inhale, left arm forward. Bring it up and behind you. And in one action, we come back to Prasarita. Left hand to the inside of the foot, and then we pivot. Drop the head between the toes if you can. Hands underneath the shoulders, halfway lift and lengthen. Runner's lunge, you're gonna face forward. Left toes pivot off the mat. And from here, we rise to high lunge. Extend the arms up. Square it up. In 3, we're going to step forward to mountain pose with the hands to the heart center. 3, 2, 1, step forward, hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, arm sweep. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Lift and lengthen, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring your thumb tips together and your first fingers together. Create that diamond. And let's do this 3 times. Bend the elbows. 1, straighten. Bend the elbows. 2, straighten. Bend the elbows. 3, straighten. Separate the hands. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Open up the hip. Left foot between the thumbs here. From this position, you're going to step to the top of the mat. Right to left. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose, rise, breathe in. Bring the hands to the heart center, pause. Hands alongside for Samastitihi. Inhale, right knee up. Hug it in. Squeeze it in. Okay, take your time. You're going to take your right knee out to the side. We're going to step back to warrior 2. Right foot is coming back, left foot is forward. Sink into the hips. Let's scoop the tailbone underneath. Send the arms out over the floor. Left palm flips, reverse the warrior. Remember, we're only working with the upper body here. Keep the legs. Keep the legs. From here, we release into easy twist. Right hand comes underneath the shoulder. Right heel pivots up. Left arm to the sky. Lift up. And now one action, we take Prasarita. Left hand to the floor, and we pivot the left toes. Fold. Hands underneath the shoulders, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Modified runners to the back of the mat. Right toes pivot, left knee sets. We start by extending the right arm forward. We lift it up, and then we open up. Really turn your right shoulder back. And then in one action, it's back to the Prasarita. Right hand down, pivot the right toes, fold. Lift and lengthen halfway. Runner's lunge, face it forward. And from here, we're going to rise to high lunge. Arms extend. In 3, we're going to step it up with our hands to the heart center. Mountain pose, Samastitihi. 3, 2, 1. Step forward, hands to heart. Beautiful work. Inhale, arms sweep, breath in. Exhale, fold forward, breath out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So arrange your feet together at the back edge of the mat, please. Come to high plank. We're going to go to side plank with your right hand. Keep it underneath the shoulder here. Left arm to the sky. Now, if you would like to take tree pose here, take your left foot, place it on the inside of the right leg, and send it up. The hips and the arms opening up the chest. Keep your right leg super contracted. Okay, we're going to keep the tree pose, low plank. Keep the left tree, low plank. And then upward dog, you sweep the left foot back. You come back to downward facing. Feet together, please. High plank, side plank, right arm. Once you get settled into the side plank, right foot to the inner left thigh, press it up. Keep the tree. Right hand down. Low plank. Upward dog. Sweep the right foot back. Downward dog. Exhale. Set the knees down onto the floor. Sit your bum onto your heels. Place the hands right alongside at the 11 o'clock and the 1 o'clock position. You want to keep the tops of the feet into the mat. This is about pulling the core, rounding the shoulders, pushing the floor away. So what the move is lifting up the hips. Not much here. Not too much. Try to keep the knees locked in around the chin to the chest. 1. Let's do this. 4 more. Come on down. Let's do this. 3 more. Lift up. Let's drop down. 2 more. Remember, the knees don't need to hover very far. Coming down. Last one. Lift it up. Beautiful work. Let's set the knees backward down. Now bring the hands to the low back. And then you want to arch your spine up. Just lift up the chest. Beautiful. Press the hands back to the floor. Downward facing dog. Gonna take the hips to the sky. Beautiful work. Right leg lifts. We're gonna open up the right hip here. Stack it up. Stack it up. Flip the dog. Right toes come across. Let's open up the heart. Option yogis is to bring your right hand behind the skull. One of my favorite moves. This helps me realize where I am in space. So proprioception, guide the right shoulder, and 3-legged dog. Right hand down. Kick your right leg up, please. Warrior 2. Right foot forward. Left heel spins flat. Rise. Trikonasana. We're going to straighten through the right leg. You want to bump the left hip. Right fingertips out in front of the right toes. You can peace sign fingers to your right toes if you like. Left arm to the sky. Left hand to the floor. You're going to take about a half a step. Actually, it's more like 2 steps forward, moving into a twisting triangle. So 2 heels in line for linear energy. Left hand stays down, right arm lifts. Twist it open. Right hand sets down. Now, I want you to walk your right foot back again, so you have a longer spread here. You're going to push your right heel into the floor and you're going to pull your toes toward your face. So you're in a pyramid shaped pose, folding. So you take a breath in, pull the toes towards the face, and on the exhale, push your toes into the floor and fold. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, toes flex. Exhale, toes relax and you fold. 3rd one. Inhale, toes lift. Exhale, fold in. Easing your way into downward facing dog. Soften the right knee. Step back. Down dog. Left leg to the sky. Open up the hip. Fan the toes. Flip it over. Flip dog. Arrange the feet. Squeeze in center line. Wrap the right shoulder underneath. Left arm to the back of the skull. Left hand to the back of the skull. Keep straightening out through the right arm. Stack the shoulder as best you can. Don't overdo it on the rotator cuff. Charge the feet into the floor. Drop the head back. 3-legged dog. Left hand down. Left leg to the sky. 2nd warrior. Left foot forward. Uddiyana Bandha into the belly. Up and around. Inhale for Trikonasana. Reach it out. Peace sign fingers maybe to your left toes. Right arm to the sky. Open up. Release your right hand to the floor. Back foot steps in, a fair distance, setting up for twisting triangle. Two heels in line, right hand stays, left arm lifts, twist. Left hand down. Now we start to walk your right foot back a little bit so you create more distance here. On the inhale, what you're gonna do is you halfway lift, and as you halfway lift, the left toes come in. And on the exhale, you release the toes to the floor and you fold. Inhale, halfway lift, plug the toes up. And fold, plug the toes down. Third time. Lift up, fold in, just relax into the pose. Okay, this time we're just going to bend into the left leg. We're going to step forward, right foot meets the left, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit down onto the mat. Okay, we're gonna come onto our back, hug the knees into the chest. Knees into the chest. Squeeze in. Okay, we're gonna take our arms out in front of the shins and we're gonna try to grab opposing elbows. Squeeze in, knees. Then bring the back of the head to the floor. Hug yourself. Compress in. Happy baby. Outsides of the feet, draw down. Okay, keep your happy baby on the right side. Send the left leg forward. With your left hand, you place it on the left psoas, the left hip, right where the psoas muscle is. You still are on the floor. Your hands are pulling and pressing downward, back of the head on the mat. Shoulders square. Okay, peace sign fingers to your right toe. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling and then bring it out to the right side. So the left hand is still doing the work, trying to keep the left hip down. Back to the center. Now take both hands to your right calf muscle and then pull your face in towards your right leg. Lift up. Left heel still is on the floor. If you would like, you could take your left hand and keep pressing the left leg down as you pull the right knee towards your face and you're lifting up using core. 3, 2, 1, knees to the chest. Hug it in. Take your arms in front of your shins again. Grab the elbows. Back of the head to the floor. Hips towards the front of the mat. You're working to stretch the spine in a big way here. Compresses and stimulates the digestive tract. Happy baby. Take the feet. Draw down. Happy baby. Send the right leg forward. Keep the left ankle as stacked over the knee as possible. It will have a tendency to shift outward. And try to keep the ankle directly over the knee. So you're pulling down, and then right hand is pushing the right leg down. Okay, peace sign fingers to your left toe. Stretch your left leg up. Slowly draw the left leg out to the side. Okay, we're going to bring the left leg back to the ceiling, and then we take our hands to the left calf muscle. I want to try to keep the right leg down as you lift your torso up off the floor by engaging the Uddiyana Bandha. Pull it in. Okay, knees to chest. Pull it in, pull it in. Make some 360s with your knees. Let's get the spine back on the floor here. Okay, we're gonna move to bridge pose. Set the soles of the feet to the floor. Raise the hips up. Walk the hands underneath. Palm to palm grip, integrate shoulders. Push the feet into the floor. Tuck the chin. The action of your big toes pressing downward. You still want to keep the knees, hip width apart, but it feels like you have a block between the knees and you're hugging in, you're activating. Feel the glutes activate. Keep the arms engaged and the shoulders pulling inward. Okay, release. As you come down, let the knees touch. And then let them go side to side. Okay, from here I want you to sit up. And we're going to bring our body into a wide-angled fold. Okay, from here, feet come apart. Nice and wide. Nice and wide. Now, some of you out there will be able to grab the outsides of your feet. Others will not. If you can grab the insides of the feet, that works just as well. You want to start to lean forward with the chin lifted. So you keep the chin lifted to flatten the spine. And then you grab the outsides of the feet or the insides of the feet, externally rotating the hips. Now, over time, you're working to bring your chest totally to the floor. Belly is into the spine, so Uddiyana Bandha, pull in. Okay, from here, you can release your hands from the feet, and I want you to try to point your toes. As you come up, you're going to lift the feet up off the floor. And then with your hands, you grab the outsides of the feet. And you want to try to really balance here. Grab the outsides of the feet, lift up. you start to look up. Keep that spine and chest flattening. Keep the chest lifting, the spine flattening. Keep working on pointing through the toes. Shoulders pull back. Spine and belly are mashing in. Now keep the toes lifted and point the toes. Maybe even tickle the fingers. Tickle the toes to fingers. Lift it up. Lift it up. Keep trying to bring the toes and the fingers here. Lift it up. Spine in. All right, feet together. Hands up to the sky. Here we are. Lift up. Now from here we're going to cross our ankles. See if you can place your fingers on the floor here, and in one action you're going to lift up and float it back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Float it back to Chaturanga Dandasana. I'll try to demo from a better spot on my own mat. Fingers, ankles crossed, we lift up, and then you float it back. And then inhale, upward dog. Exhale, come to downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Empty out. Now, if you have the ability to float through your hands, we're going to do that, but we're coming onto our butt. So we rise to the toes, we bend the knees, and we float it up. And someday, I'll be able to do that, maybe. Then you land on your butt. Okay, we're getting ready for a seated forward fold. So let's bring the feet together, flex the toes, send the arms up. Then we're going to fold in. And release, we'll move to Janu Shirshasana. Left foot comes into the inner right thigh. Right toes flex towards the face. We want to keep the left knee and the left glute, sending it downward, energy downward. Send the arms upward and forward fold over the right leg. And release. Let's lift up. Breathe in. Hands to heart center. Empty out. Send the left foot forward, setting up for the other side. Right foot in, left foot forward. Again, we want to push down through right hip, right knee as we send the arms up so we have opposite polarity energy, upward to downward, and we fold over towards the left and over the left leg. Great work, team. Let's release out of the fold. Bring both feet out in front of you. And then from here, you're going to make your way onto your back, hugging the knees into the chest. Hug it into the chest. And we're going to finish up with two more poses. It'll be supine twist. So let's draw the knees to the right. back to center. Knees in. And let the knees fall to the left side. Please come back to center with the knees in. Take a couple of more circles with the knees in whatever direction is suitable. Intention here is to get the spine to neutralize. And then we're going to take our final resting pose of Shavasana. Send the feet out, let the toes drift apart, externally rotate the thighs, palms up, externally rotating the shoulders, and just breathe. Breathe in the goodness. Consolidate your energy and let your system digest the practice. Now let the chin, just let it roll side to side. And draw the knees into the rib cage. Move to the side body. And make your way to a comfortable seated position. Let's bring the hands to the center of the chest. Just take a moment to be grateful for this moment in time, and for the ability to practice yoga, to join each other, of finding connectedness even though we are physically separated. And now I thank all of you out there. Please open up your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video, and there's plenty of other videos out there that are faster paced. Some are longer, some are shorter. Please check in with the channel. And I really love doing these videos. So if you like it and you got some value out of it, hit the like button, share it, love it, and thank you so very much. I'll see you on the next video. Namaste.